Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. Sorry, it's been a little bit of a rushed morning this morning. So I did not get my email out to you probably in tons of time for this morning, but I know many of you know that I go live every Friday morning. The timing just kind of depends on how I'm doing in the morning if I'm rushing late. But welcome, and today we are going to be making this really sweet little snowflake ornament. And I'm going to show you how to make this in just a moment. But before I get into all of that, I want everyone to know that today is the last day of free shipping on orders of $75 or more. So if you haven't already taken advantage of that, it's a great time to order. You can get, I'm going to be using the Delicate Pines bundle today. You can get this bundle and a few other things to get yourself up to $75. So you can create my little ornaments. I also made a card with this bundle earlier in the week. And next week, I'm going to be releasing a fancy fold tutorial. That was my September thank you cards. They are going out in the mail today, but I'll release the tutorial next week. So there's lots of things to do with the Delicate Pines bundle. And I think it's a little bit of a unique bundle because it's kind of got the pine bows mixed in with the snowflakes. So it's if you love snowflakes like me, this is a bundle you definitely will want to get. The other thing I do want to mention this all month long is the starter kit special, because that is really the best deal of them all. I don't think we've ever had a starter kit that has been priced so low with so much product in it. So this is a really great deal. We've had, I don't know, I think we have 12 new team members on our team this month, on the Bee Stampers team. So I'm so excited to have new team members that have taken advantage of the special. So the starter kit right now is only $35, and you get $125 worth of product that you can put in your starter kit. So that's $90 in free product. Your starter kit also ships for free. So comparing that with the free shipping deal, if I had to choose, I would go with the $35 for the starter kit and get $125 worth of product. Now, when you're checking out, like if you have a big long wish list, there's two options. You could also get the $99 starter kit and get $189 worth of product in it. And that kit, both of those kits have $90 in free product in the kit. But you could have a big long wish list, and so if you have a big long wish list, get the $35 starter kit. As soon as you've got the starter kit and it's been approved, then you can turn around and start ordering from yourself at a 20% discount. So you could do either one, and then you could fulfill the rest of your wish list if that's what you want to do. But this deal we only have one more week. I think the 31st is a Friday, so there's just one more week left of this special. So please take advantage of it while it lasts. It is one of the best deals we have seen in the starter kit of all time. All right, okay, let's talk a little bit about this ornament that we are going to be making today. You can hang it on a Christmas tree. And one of the reasons I did put candy in this ornament is because it gives it a little bit of weight. Otherwise, the ornament wouldn't have a lot of weight to it. And it is double-sided. It does have a bit of 3D-esque to it. It's a little puffy, which I like, and that kiss just sits there right in the center. You can just see part of the kiss peeking out. Now, if you want to, you can have the kiss paper coming out of the top too. What I have done with mine is I've just kind of wrapped mine to the side so it kind of tucks into the back rather than sticking out. But, that's a total choice or decision you can make. The other thing with this ornament is that if you loosen the tie up here, you can get into the Hershey's Kiss without pulling this thing apart. So it is very, very, very cute, I think. Holds one Hershey's Kiss. And I know you're going to ask me, can I put other candy in it? Perhaps, but you don't have a lot of depth to work with. And I have designed this for a kiss, so you are welcome to try and slide another piece of candy. I would maybe then look for like foil, like maybe a Dove chocolate would work inside of here. But the thing is, the kiss having the point sticking out kind of anchors the chocolate right where you need it, where it's the deepest. So this is what we're going to be making today. I'm also, please remind me at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a way that you can wrap this up if you are giving these as gifts, or maybe you're selling them at a craft fair. I have a cute little way to wrap them up. I just thought of that this morning. How would you gift these? And then I kind of just did a really quick design on how to wrap it up. So don't forget to remind me to show you that. So you can make these in whatever color you want. You can make these out of colored cardstock. I've chosen, I think it works best maybe with a lighter cardstock. So this is just regular basic white. I think it might also work well with our two-tone 12 by 12 because that's also a lighter weight. I think you could make these out of designer series paper. I did not make one out of designer series paper, but basic white is pretty light, so I would definitely give that a try with designer series paper or our two-tone. Our regular cardstock would probably work as well. It's just going to be a little bit thicker, and it might not bend as well, but I'm pretty sure you could still make it out of a regular cardstock as well. So I think this is super cute. I'm going to show you how to make one from start to finish, and then I will have a project sheet for you, which I will mail out on Saturday. If you want a project sheet, you're not already an email list subscriber, look down below in the description of the video. You'll probably have to pop it open, like it says see more or more. Click on that and it will open up and expand all the different things, the links that I have put down below. And one of them is to subscribe to my email list. And that is where every week I send out a Saturday project sheet for you. It's like a big perk for being on my email list. Not everyone does this with these free project sheets, and I think I don't want to be boastful, but I put a lot of effort into my project sheets, so to make them kind of condensed and useful. So I hope that you think that is a perk. All right, I am going to share how to make these. So hey, maybe you have this bundle already. You can work right along with me. All right, let's take a look at these snowflakes that I made. This was my prototype, but I thought this is actually kind of cute. This would be kind of like a white, just a plain white snowflake. So I wanted to show you my prototype. My prototype didn't turn out too badly. It has no stamping on it whatsoever. But it is cute as well. If you want to just do white snowflakes, that would be a way to do it. Then I did this snowflake here. Let me move this out of the way. I did this snowflake here, and this is kind of more along the lines of the card that I made on Monday. I used shaded spruce for the background, and I used cherry cobbler here. And so it's double-sided. So that's kind of cute too, depending on what you want to do, right? And then these three right here, I did these ones and with glimmer paper centers, which I think kind of makes it look pretty. So this is the glimmer paper. And it's called, and this will also be on the supply list, so don't worry if you don't catch this. This is the Peaceful Garden 12 by 12 glimmer paper. You get 6 sheets. The item number is 165929, and it has, here, grab the third color here. It has 3 colors in it. So it's got the silver color. This one I would call, it's almost, I used Azure Afternoon ink for this one. And then I used Secret Sea for this one. So I kind of did them kind of in bluish, kind of, yeah. The gray is gray, and this one's really blue, and this one's kind of like a blue-black. But you can see how this would look really nice if you wanted to do all of these colors. And, you know, you kind of have to pick a color theme that would look nice together. I just started making some last night so that you could kind of see how crazy you could do them in so many different ways, right? Different colors, but they're just kind of fun to make. All right, so let's get started. I've got a lot of things on my desk here. Got to move some off. So let's just move these babies off to the side for a moment. And we're going to start off with a piece of basic white. And we're going to use the big stamp. So this is the Delicate Pines bundle. It comes with all of these dies and the stamp set. So we're going to be using this big stamp here and this one right here to create the ornaments. But you could use other pieces of this as well. I'm just going to show you what I'm using. So I'm going to be using this die and that die as well. So I think we're going to make... I think we should make this one, and maybe let's do like the reverse colors. Like let's do a cherry cobbler with a green center. So this one has like a buddy. That's a little bit different. So let's do that, and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll start off with our cherry cobbler ink pad. And I did just see a question, wondering if a tea light in there with light coming out might work. I actually did pull over my tea lights. My tea lights, I don't know if they make them any smaller, but the tea light is too big. So you couldn't make it in an ornament in this same way. So I'll just answer that question really quickly. I don't know if there's a way that it could be done, but tea lights are quite deep and fat, and even if you had the whole top flame sticking out, I don't think it would work with this particular design because it's got too much depth. A kiss is a lot. It's probably, the depth on the inside is about half of what a tea light would be. So no to that, but a good idea. And I did think of it, but I was like, yeah, not really the best for that. Okay, just gotta clean that off, and then right away I'm just gonna go ahead. So for the front and the back, I did, oh, you know what? I think I did green. So I need to do green here on the inside because I'm reversing this. Yes, I have to do green. I'm doing reverse colors here. So we're going to do shaded spruce. And I'm going to just flip this like this because I like my little dots to match up, and I think it really only matters on the back one, but I try to match up the little dots in the center, or the berries in the center. I think they're berries. And so I kind of just line that up like that. See how if you kind of you can kind of overlap the berries on the inside. Sometimes it works better than others, so we'll see whichever one works better or looks better, I'll put that one on the back side because we're going to cover up one of these. Okay, so then I want to do one of these. It's gonna be die cut, and I'm gonna take this little guy here, and I'm gonna stamp him one more time close to the side, close to the edge, and then I'm gonna show you. You're gonna need a little 3/8 inch punch. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell these, but if you don't already have one, I've linked it below in the supply list. I also use these for my Stampin' Blends. To cut out labels for the ends of my Stampin' Blends. And if you're interested in that project, that you can find over on my blog under resources. I have these little labels printed, or that you can print out, and then you can use this 3/8 inch punch, and you can put these on the end with a mini glue dot, and create little labels for your Stampin' Blends. So this is why I had a 3/8 inch punch to begin with. And yesterday, as I was looking and designing this project, I was deciding what size of hole I would use, and I decided on the 3/8 inch one. So we're going to come in here, and let's see, we're going to center, we're going to punch this out right away. It's easier to do this first. So you're just going to kind of center that design in the center and then give that a punch. Now this one does not reach, so I'm going to show you a trick on how to do that. We'll do that one afterwards. Okay, so now we need our die cutting machine. Bring that in. And base platform number 1, thin die adapter number 2, a bottom clear plate, and then a top clear plate. The top clear plate is going to go on after we situate our cardstock. We're going to grab our die. Let's cut the first one. So you're just going to take a moment and just make sure that it's centered. And we're going to run this through. Snowflake number 1. All right, then we're going to do the next one. So yes, when was it on? Oh, it was on my card that I made. You could also, if you wanted to, and maybe the card that I made on Tuesday, you could decide to die cut your snowflakes first and then stamp on them. You can totally do that if you would prefer, because the die cutting, you have to be careful to make sure that your die doesn't shift after you stamp it. So you can do it either way, and especially if you're doing a lot of these, what I might recommend doing is just cutting a bunch of these bigger snowflakes and then stamping on them afterwards, just to make your life a little easier. That does not make my life easier. Okay, I'm picking that one up. All right, now we're going to come and turn this around here. And you're going to ask me, what if you have a 1/2 inch circle punch? This project really works better with a 3/8 inch circle punch, because if you have a 1/2 inch circle punch, you will not be able to do what I'm going to be doing right now, because you're going to want to center this. And in that circle, there's just a teeny tiny bit of room around the circle so it doesn't compromise anything. So I'm just going to carefully put this on and carefully feed this through. And you know what? I don't have to go very far, so I'm just going to back out. Sometimes it's easier just to go forward and back, especially if you don't have too far to go. So that's what it looks like. And you can see this is still held intact, even though there's a big circle in the center. Okay, now for the fun part. Maybe you won't think this is fun, but I think it's fun. We've got the snowflakes here. And we're gonna grab our scoring tool. And this is the Simply Scored. I have taken my 6-inch score groove and I took a Sharpie and I ran it up and down here until this was dark, and then I let it dry for a while. And then this line stays dark. It, may eventually get lighter, but I usually don't have to darken it very often. So this stays dark. And the reason I like this is because now I can use this line as a centering line, because these lines are very close together. And when you get down to here, sometimes it's hard to tell, like if you didn't have the line here, it's hard to tell which line is the one that's directly below it. So that's why you have the centering line, and I'm going to line up the tip of my snowflake at the 6-inch, and then down here at the bottom it's going to line up as well. Then you're going to take your stylus tool that comes with your scoring board. You're going to score down the center. So we're going to do 3 scores down the center to get all of the big spokes of the snowflake scored. If I turn this over, you'll be able to see it better. Oh, sometimes, you know why it's hard to see? Because the contrast here, there's too much contrast. It's hard to focus. I'll show you in a second. So then I turn over the snowflake, and you're going to ask me why. Technically, when you score something, you're supposed to fold away from the score. Do we always do this? No. But for this project, it's small. I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to score on the back side the smaller spokes, the inner spokes. So I'm going to be scoring from here to here. You can see kind of these are smaller, and you're just going to do these. It's going to be 3 scores per snowflake. Sorry, 6 scores total, 3 on the larger spokes and 3 on the smaller spokes. So I'll show you this in a second because it's going to be hard to see with the contrast on the back with the Simply Scored. Okay, so let's just do this with the other snowflake. Both snowflakes need to be done this way. So, if you're making a lot of these, do this in front of the TV, put on your favorite audiobook or a new audiobook. Did you know that most libraries have a place where you can get free audiobooks? My favorite app is Hoopla, and our local library here in Massachusetts has, you can borrow audiobooks right from the comfort of your home. And I love to listen to audiobooks because I need to look at what I'm doing, but you can listen to so many beautiful stories. I love it. And I know some of you like to watch streaming services too, but honestly, I love a good book, and that's the way I read these days, because if I have to read, I usually fall asleep, but while I'm working and someone's narrating a story for me, I love that. Okay, that's just an aside. All right, so we've got our little snowflakes, and the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to decide this snowflake. I didn't do as good a job on it. I can see there's a little bit of faded ink on this side. I didn't get good coverage. I probably need to re-ink my ink pad is what's probably the problem there. But that's going to be the back side. I've decided this one's going to be the front side because I did a better job stamping it. So we're going to fold this one in half along one of the longer spokes. And then remember I told you we need to put in our little hole, our center hole. We're going to come in with our 3/8 inch circle punch. And I'm just going to, it's pretty easy to center this because there's a pattern to it. and you're only going to punch halfway down, right? Because the other part of the circle is going to be on the other side. So yeah, you just need to be halfway, and then that will take care of the little hole, and it should be pretty centered. Okay, next up, we're going to fold away from the score line. So on all of, you're going to fold this 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to flip this over, and we're going to, okay, we're going to fold it this way. Am I doing it the right way? Yes. This way, we're going to do valley folds for the smaller spokes. So mountains for the big spokes, and valleys for the little ones. Okay? So basically, we end up with something that looks like this. You can see the score lines now. Sorry, I should have shown you the score lines. This is what they look like on the back. Okay, so we're going to do mountains for the big spokes, and we're going to do valleys for the little ones. Okay. And then I just kind of just reinforce them just a little bit, just like that. They're going to flatten out in a second, but this way I kind of just got the score lines going. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take each of these tips and I'm just going to kind of flatten them out, because this is where this is the only spot where we're going to put glue. And we'll do that for this one. We're just going to straighten them out, just the little tips. Okay. All right, so decide, I'm gonna make this the bottom, the faded part is gonna be the bottom. So I'm going to put glue, this is gonna be my bottom, and then I'm gonna put glue on 2 of the adjacent ends. So the key here, and you do wanna use glue, don't use mini glue dots. And I'll tell you why, because they will probably come undone, especially since we heat our homes, a lot of us, in winter. So, you know, you're not going to want to, it will come apart, I'm pretty sure. So you're going to want to take these and you're going to flatten that tip. You just want to make sure they're lined up, basically. So you're just going to hold this like for 10 seconds or so. Then you're going to go over to your next tip and you're going to hold it for 10 seconds, because you really, really, really want this to, you know, stay together. And that's why you're not going to use like double-sided adhesive. You do want to use glue, and please use a good glue. I love this Tombow multi glue. I have it linked in my Stampin' Up store. Please use a good quality glue for your paper crafting projects, because just regular white glue, it has too much moisture in it and it's going to cause your cardstock to warp. So you want to use a glue that this is made for paper crafting. I know the other glues were probably also made for paper crafting, but if you're a serious paper crafter, use something like Tombow multi glue, because it's going to hold your projects together and it's not going to warp your cardstock. And a bottle truly lasts me a really long time. So yeah, okay, off my soapbox. Okay, so I've got the bottom 3 done, and then I'm going to move up to the next 2. You're going to want this one left that is not glued. Okay, so just leave one, and so we're going to do glue on here and glue on here. So the trick is, it's a dot of glue. I don't know if you can see that. And that dot is probably going to squeeze out just a little bit when I bring the spokes down. So yeah, I do have a little bit of a sticky finger going on here. but you don't want to put a big blob. You just want to put enough, but you have to have enough, but not too much, right? So, okay, and then this last one. And the reason we're doing 5 is that we can still get a kiss in here when there's just one open spoke here. So you can remove the kiss without destroying the ornament. Will everyone know that you give this ornament to? Probably not. So you might need to tell them that they can get into there afterwards and get their kiss out. I think the ornament, of course, looks nice with the kiss in it, but you know, people love chocolate. All right, you have 2 options here for poking a hole into this last spoke. And you could use a piercing tool. If you use your take your pick tool, this one is quite large. So you need to be careful not to make the hole too large. If you have a piercing tool like this retired one that we have, you could probably do a fairly good job because this one's fairly skinny at the top. But what I actually recommend is using a handheld 16th inch punch. And the reason why is when you use this, it creates a hole and it gets rid of the cardstock. When you pierce a hole, you are just moving the cardstock to the side. And so sometimes when you're threading that, it can be a little harder. You want to make sure your hole is not super big because the spoke is small. If you wanted to do a 1/8 inch hole, you would just need to move it down a little bit into the snowflake right here. I'm gonna try and get it closer to the top. So I have to be careful not to make a large hole. So there's trade-offs, right? If you want a nice, neat, little smaller hole, then a 16th inch handle punch would be good. This is a retired punch that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. I have a linked down below to a 16th inch punch that is, it's identical, like except in color to this punch that we used to have from Stampin' Up! So if you don't already have one, I kept mine. Circle punches are just, to me, even this is like the smallest circle. I keep all of them because you never know when you're going to need a circle punch. But that's what I would use. So it creates a nice, neat little hole. If you do a bigger hole, it absolutely fine. It will be easier to thread, but for neatness factor, I like to go a little smaller. So I'm just telling you what I like, and you can adapt however you want to, and that will be absolutely fine. So this is our last little hole. So I'm going to kind of just look here and see where I want to punch this little guy. Make sure it's centered. I can kind of peek through and see where it's going to go. And then I'm just going to punch. I'm going to wiggle this out. And you can see here, kind of go over the green there. You can kind of see it's the teeniest, tiniest little hole, but that's what I want. So then that brings in the next problem is how do you thread this? Because it is small. So first of all, we're going to grab our kiss. So here is a kiss. Normally the paper kind of comes out of the side and maybe not so much the top. So you can have the paper, you can thread it so that the paper comes through the top and you can pull it through like this if you want to. Like if that makes you happy. If everyone will get a kick out of that. That would be funny, or not funny, but it would be cute, right? So you can do that. I'm going to do that with this one so that you can kind of see what the difference is. Or you just, when you put this in, naturally the paper is just going to flatten down the side of the kiss. You actually have to pull the paper out if you want it to come out. So it will naturally flatten and you'll just see the little tiny tip of the kiss. You want to put your kiss in here before you thread this because it will be a little harder afterwards. Okay, one thing I forgot to put on my Stampin' Up! Supply list is the Baker's Twine. It's called the Essentials Pack. This is what it looks like, and it comes in all 5 of these colors. So I'm going to grab the white out of there, and we'll want about 9 inches. So you could do yours longer or shorter. I feel like 9 inches is a good length, so I'm just gonna like that, 9 inches. And then here is how I thread it. I have to thread the ends one at a time, which is kind of, it won't pull through my tiny, tiny hole with both ends at the same time. I'm going to be using floss threaders. Linda, one of my followers, sent me some floss threaders after I struggled to thread something once, and it was so sweet of her to do that, and ever since then I have been using floss threaders. So I'm gonna thread one end through first. So I just kind of do this, kind of tighten up my loop a little bit, and then I'm gonna put one end in and then pull it through. And then I'm going to do it again for the other end because it's very hard to get both of them through because of the way it doubles up. So you're just going to have to pull this thread to the side, and you're going to do it a second time. You'll get good at this after a while. So just tighten up your loop. Like, don't leave it like big like this. Kind of tighten it up, and then it kind of cinches the loop a bit. Then you're going to take your other end and just stick it in. It's easier if you can do this closer to your body, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to pull this other end through. Okay, so the idea is normally you would pull a loop through. So this is what you want on this end. You want a loop like this, and then you're going to put both your ends through that loop, and then you're going to pull it tight like that. And then you're going to put the both ends are going to go around your finger, and then you're going to do a knot like this. Bring both ends through, and I don't know how many inches. This is probably about 2 inches from the end to the knot. And then you're just going to trim off the ends to whatever length that you want. And so that will kind of secure your ornament. And then you're going to probably have to manipulate it a little bit, and just kind of, in the process, you might have squished it a bit, but it does have some nice dimension because you've got your mountains and your valleys, right? Looks really cute. Then you can take your extra little piece, and look, this looks cute on its own. You don't have to add this piece. So, you know, if you want to save yourself a step, you don't have to do this. So I'll just show you the difference between these two right now. I'm going to move some things out of my way so that I'm not... Okay, so we can focus in on these. So you can see this one here on the right, this one's just stamped on the big snowflake, and this one here has that extra little piece on it. So you can decide. I mean, it for this snowflake probably doesn't make such a big difference, but on this snowflake where you put a sparkly one, and this one wasn't stamped, it was just punched and then die cut. On this one, I think it does make a difference. It does kind of define the center a little bit. So I it kind of depends on the snowflake, but I'm going to show you how to put this on here because you're going to want to know if you're going to do the glimmer paper one. Okay, so remember I called all the big spokes, those were mountain folds. So you're going to take your glue and you're going to, you know, I'm going to put it on here rather than on here. All the mountains, just a little bit away, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch away from the center. I'm just going to put kind of a little bit of glue on the mountain. Just a teeny tiny bit of glue on the mountain. About a 1/4 of an inch away from the edge of that inner circle. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to feed it through the kiss, come down, and then you just have to kind of, you have to apply a little pressure because this is your piece is flat and your snowflake is slightly sloping downwards. So you're just going to kind of gentle pressure just so that those spokes of that smaller snowflake kind of get stuck into the glue. And there you go. Look at, isn't that cute? I do think it's kind of fun to have the kisses kind of sticking out there, because then people will realize that there's a kiss in there. Maybe they'll realize there's a kiss in here too, right? But, you know, anyway, isn't that fun? And just think of all the different colors you could do these in. You can theme it to your own tree. You can, you know, if you do the two-tone, if you want like solid color, you could also stamp on the two-tone cardstock if you have the lighter side, right? And you can see the stamping. You could totally do that. Okay, so I told you I was going to show you how to package this up. So earlier today, this is a piece of, I'm going to turn it over like this. So this is a piece of cardstock that is 2.5 inches by 4 inches. And we sell these, right now we have these really cute iridescent treat bags. I use these for Halloween projects, okay? So you could take this, like say you've got your snowflake. So I took this on the short side. I scored at the 1 1/4 inch mark. Basically, I scored in half. I took a little corner rounder. I did not link these down below. So this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but it is a little corner rounder that you can use. And if anyone's interested, just let me know and I will. I think I have these. If you go to my Amazon store, they are in there. Okay, so you'll take this snowflake and you'll put it in the iridescent treat bag. The nice thing about the iridescent treat bag is that it adds a little bit more of a holiday fun to it. So you're going to want your snowflake with your string, which you can't see very well, but the string is going straight up, and you're going to want to kind of situate it like this with the string going all the way up. And I stamped this Celebrate the Season is, it is in the Delicate Pines stamp set, so you don't need another stamp set. You're going to fold the top of your treat bag over about at the 1 1/4 inch mark. Okay, and then you're going to take this. I hope when I said to score it, you have to score it at the 1 1/4 inch mark. Basically, when you score this piece in half. Okay, and then you can take this, and since you've got that, you can kind of feel where your string is. And then you can take a stapler, and I'm going to put it right where the T's are, right across there. And now this is going to be held in place because it won't flip, because you've actually stapled the string in place inside the bag. So it's just going to be like that. And so this will look very sparkly, and it's a great way to package these up. If you're going to give these as gifts now, it really looks like a little ornament gift, right? You can see on the front and the back, but it's just kind of got the little sparkly. So if you are missing any of these supplies and you're looking for them, most of them are down below. If there's anything that I missed, just let me know and I will send you the link for that. But I hope this will give you an idea of how to create these cute little ornaments. I do love having ornaments that that have candy in them too, right? It makes them extra special. Someone asked earlier, and I just happened to catch the comment about the tea lights, and I just wanted to explain real quick. So this, I accidentally stamped this or punched this with the half-inch circle punch. So see how much thicker this is than this, right? It is a lot thicker, so it would have to be a different type of ornament. But I thought, as I was just sitting here, and I don't know, I just want to do a little experiment here. Let's just grab my 3/8. I don't think this is wide enough. Oh, maybe it is wide enough. So, okay, so if you force the tip of your thing over, I think the 3/8" circle punch is still better, but I just wanted to share with you that this design, you could do this, and if you use the 3/8" circle punch instead of the half-inch circle punch, the 3/8" circle punch is going to anchor this a little better. Like, it's not going to be as loosey-goosey. It's going to actually stay on here unless someone pulls it off. What about sitting these on the table, your Christmas table, and having these at everyone's place setting? And you could even do a little label. Oh, and I want to show you something. This is a new punch that will be coming out on November 4th. It's called the 3-banner punch. Just gonna show you. But we could like maybe do three-banner punch. I'm just experimenting now here. But like, say that hole was a little smaller, and then you take this little banner and you decide that you're going to do these as place settings, right? So maybe this could be centered a little better, but I'm going to just do my name here. And then this could be like a little tea light holder, you know, placeholder for everyone. I would attach that with maybe then like a dimensional, because dimensionals are kind of, you know, big and foamy here. So I would just take a big one right here. And then I would just stick this on here like that. And this would be, or you could do two, maybe one on each end, so it's not like a teeter-totter. But then you could have that like on your place setting, This hole will be a little bit smaller, so it won't be as loosey-goosey, but you can see that would be an idea that you could use with the little tea lights instead of, you know, doing this. With the ornament, you really do have to have a, like something that's not quite as thick. So I hope that gave you a bunch of good ideas. I always try and go into the details when I'm making these. I want to give you my reasoning for things because I know a lot of you craft like me. That's probably why you found me, because I am detail oriented. So it gives you options and reasons why I do things a certain way. And you can choose to do it however you want. Like I often also change my mind over time how I do things. If I know better, I do better, right? So, you know, Linda sending me the little floss threaders, or I remember way back in the day, I had a customer, her name was Belinda, and I was tying my ornaments a lot differently. I wasn't doing this little knot on the top. I was bringing the thread through and then tying it up at the top. But this is the way to do it, because this creates one string going down with the knot on the top. It makes for a nice ornament. I learn things from people all the time. So you probably saw something I did today and said, I will do that better or differently. And that's absolutely fine. And if you want to tell me if there's a better way, let me know, because I want to learn from you too. So if you've made it this far and you haven't fallen asleep yet, I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, interact with this video. That helps me get seen by other people, and it allows me to do this as my job, which I love. Every week I come up with a new 3D project for you, and I hope it's useful to you in your life, whether you're giving it to family, friends, selling things for craft fairs. I hope this all helps you. So at the end of my videos, I always go through my comments, because if I read too many while I am crafting, I get distracted. So I'm going to do that now. And so I will say hello to everyone. Hello, Heather. I'm glad you're here this morning. Hello, T. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Kim from Edmonton. Oh, and Heather is from New Zealand, and it's 3:30 in the morning. I don't know how you're awake at 3:30 in the morning. I'm like not a night person at all, but I'm glad you're here. And I heard that you have some storms that hit. I hope you were okay. I heard I think it was a typhoon or something that went through New Zealand recently. I hope your country's okay. Hello, Karen. Hello, Valerie from North Carolina. Hello, Sherry Baby from Michigan. And Tina says adorable. Valerie says cute. Good morning, Sandy. Hello, Kim. Sherry says very nice. Hello, Mary. Hello, Ellie. Hello, Karen from New York. Tina says, my project sheets are wonderful, short but to the point. Yes, my videos, on the other hand, are long, but the project sheet that goes with them, it helps consolidate some of that information. So once you've watched the video, you'll understand pretty much. You can probably just use the project sheet, right? That's the idea. Hello, Nalita. I hope you're not getting too much of that other storm that's coming through. I saw this morning a big swirl. Nalita's in Puerto Rico, but I know the storm is to the west of you, but I know I still saw a lot of cloud cover over your area. Nalita says she wants these. Oh, I'm glad. Does anyone else hear the sound of pencils dropping into a cup or something like that intermittently? Huh. Sound of pencils dropping into a cup or something like that intermittently. I don't know if there's a sound problem. Well, what I will do is I will listen back to my video and see if there's something going on in the background that my mic's picking up. I'm sorry if that's the case, but I will check on that. Thank you. All right. So there is maybe there's something going on with my microphone. Well, I'll have to check it out. Okay. Hear that and always. Okay, interesting. Maybe it is my mic doing something funny. Well, we will check it out and get back to you. Annette says she loves the labels for the blends. Awesome. Hello, Bear Blue. Karen said you would need to remove the kiss to store for next year. Yes, you would, and that's why you have to eat the kiss, right? Sandy says pretty. Annette says very cute. And Terry says she loves the kiss tag sticking out. Yeah. T says they're so adorable, and she says thank you for sharing my creative mind. Well, you're welcome. Hello, Kathleen, and she says absolutely adorable snowflake kiss ornaments, and she loves them. And someone said a beach bum said looks great in that bag, and Alita said is this the tag size in the project sheet? Oh, you mean the you mean like this tag size here in the project sheet? I haven't made the project sheet yet, so just to be clear, but I'll measure that right now if that's what you're talking about. So the little banner is about 2¼ inches wide this way, and about 2¼ by ½ inch on this little tag right here. So I just whipped this up super quickly, you know, and I just put the heart on the end because it wasn't centered, so that made it more centered. But maybe you have some beautiful handwriting or something like that, or maybe you just want to leave a little message. Maybe instead you want to put Merry Christmas. But I was just thinking that maybe that they make cute tea like placeholders. And that punch is a new punch that is coming out November 4th, just to be clear. If you are a demonstrator, or say you wanted to get the starter kit, if you want to get the starter kit, you can put that in your starter kit. The item number is 167050. It's called the 3-banner punch. But if you're getting the starter kit, you can put pre-order products on your starter kit. And if you are interested in the pre-order products, please reach out to me. I can send you a link so that you can see them ahead of time to see if there's anything you want off of that list. Okay. Zana says, love this. Terry says she likes the cute collar for the tea light. Oh, can I show it with the tea light on? Yes, I can. Sorry. This tea light is one I've been using for a while, so it's not the brightest tea light in the bunch. I like the flickering tea lights. I also have color changing tea lights, which are also really fun. Let me see if I can grab one. Color changing tea lights. See if any of these are still. Nope, that one looks dead. I haven't used these this year. Okay, this one has more light in it, so let's just. Color changing tea lights are really fun. You see how it's changing? So it would sit down, but it would this would be a little bit more tight, so that will look nice. But Anyway, I think you get the idea. All right, let's keep going. Tina says, so cute, and she's going to use them as a swap next month. Oh, cool. You're part of a 3D swap. That's neat. Very cute, says Julie. Barbara says she's late, but she loves what I'm doing. Well, thank you, Barbara. Terry says, thanks for sharing and explaining the directions so well. You're welcome. And Barbara says, thanks for sharing my beautiful creativity. You're welcome. Sherry says, love these ideas. And Verblue says, my Hershey's Kisses Snowflake Ornaments are just beautiful. Thank you for your attention to the details. It is so appreciated. Sherry said, here I thought I was all set with Christmas sets. I'm sorry, but I think the snowflake is just, it's a very unique snowflake with the pine bows instead of kind of your regular ones. You can also, there is paper that matches this particular bundle. I did not use it today, but this is the Elegant Pine Snowflakes paper, and you can see more of the detailed pine bows and the snowflakes in this paper. It's kind of fun. All right. Sandy says she doesn't hear the clicking anymore. Oh, well, that's interesting. I'm going to investigate. I personally don't hear any clicking, but you know, it does depend on, you know, things that are going on. Maybe my mic's going bad. Who knows? It's my notification sound. I've got all my notification sounds turned off. So, oh, I know what it is. It must be, oh, yes, Catherine, you've hit the nail on the head. It's the sound as the comments come in, and I must have it live in the background, my video. So, on my comments and reactions, maybe I can turn that sound off. I'm not sure, but I will investigate to see if I can turn off that sound, because I think that little popping noise is comments coming up. So, okay, that's good. We figured it out. It's not my microphone. Yay. All right. Thank you, Catherine. Karen says, so cute. Zana says, thank you. Patty said, it made that sound as soon as you said you would listen back to the video. All right. We'll figure it out. Oh, the bag tag. Will I include the bag tag? Yes, I will put this on. I have not made my project sheet yet. I will put the dimensions in here. I'll take a little picture of this so that you can all see, and I'll put this in the project sheet as well, so that you know what to do. I mean, it is the simplest little wrapping, but doesn't it look cute? Like I think it has turned it from an ornament now into a gift, which I think is great, because other than the products you use to make it, the kisses will be very inexpensive to get. So, and so it should be pretty easy. Does the tea light one fit in the envelopes? Oh, that's a good question. Let's take a look. Let's grab another bag. Here, somewhere around here. Okay, I have absolutely made my desk really messy while doing all this. So let's grab a bag, and here we go. Got this, and we'll grab one of these. I'm pretty sure it will, because there is extra room in here. So you won't be able to kind of anchor it so that it will like not turn around. But okay, I'm just going to anchor this down here. Okay. So shift this. It's going to crinkle up a little bit because you have this pointed peak right here, but it will fit. And I think because the paper or the bag has a little, all the color variation, it's just going to make it look sparkly. Right? So I think that's kind of cute, right? Yeah, I would say yes. I would say yes, Julie. All right. Thank you all for bearing with me and pulling things out and giving them a try. And it's always fun kind of to see how this project has evolved. You're welcome, Julie. So the project sheet will come out tomorrow, so make sure you're on my email list. And on Saturdays too, I provide a link to past project sheets. You will look below, go all the way down to the bottom of the email, and there is a banner, and it says something like, do you need past project sheets? And you click on the banner and it will take you to my project sheets page if you're looking for past ones as well. Oh, and Barbara said, where did you get those iridescent bags? Well, I got them from Stampin' Up. They are I don't know if they were an online exclusive or if they were, yes, they were. See the yellow dot? That means they were an online exclusive. I checked this morning. They are still available in the store. They are not on back order at all. 166204. They are available right now. I also use these for one of my Halloween projects. Do I have a sample? I think I did one with Christmas, but I have lost it. I lost it. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did one with a treat bag. Maybe I didn't do a Christmas one with that one, but they would make great little. I know. I'll show you my Halloween one. So I made these a few months ago with these little treat bags and the banner. Super cute, but you could also these bags also have a holiday-esque feel to them. So think about this. Instead of doing a Halloween die cut, you could do like a Christmas die cut and a Christmas greeting and turn this into a Christmas thing. So these little iridescent treat bags are super handy. You can make fun things with them. Great for packaging up your 3D items. So yeah, check it out. It's in the Stampin' Up store. The link's down below. All right. Patty says the wrapping's so cute. Ellie says, nice of you to do these tests as requested. You're welcome. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I have always said I could probably do like some really complicated projects, but my projects are only as good as if I can teach someone else to do them, because that's the whole point. If I can do something cool, yeah, maybe it'd be cool for me, but if I can't teach anyone else how to make it, then it's just cool for me. Now, if I can teach everyone else how to make it, it's cool for all of you. So that's my goal, is so that you can all do this. So if I can share with you how to package something up, that's what I want to do. All right. Thank you all for being here with me, and the project sheet will come out tomorrow. I will be back next week on Tuesdays and Fridays with new projects for you. Don't forget, free shipping ends tonight at midnight Mountain Time, so don't miss out on placing your order and getting free shipping. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.